Peekaboo. Here I am. Whew, welcome. How can I tell Monday's a moon day? The moon's in Scorpio today. Um, I notice sometimes when you have like I have my moon in Cancer that I get a moon face depending on where the moon is. Like my face will feel more round at certain faces than others. Anyways, I notice it. I don't know if anybody else notices it. I think Cancers get that too. Cancers can really get the moon face where the moon is. They might find their face a little bit more fuller during a full moon than in a new moon. It's a really interesting. So if you have your moon in Cancer, sometimes you will get the moon phase as well. So, anyways, that's that's one of those little crazy little things. Sometimes with certain signs, there's different attributes that people carry, and like Aries, Aries is head, so big head. Leo's big hair, things like that. So it's quite interesting when you start looking into it, and you can sort of pick out the different features with the different signs that they have. Sometimes with Aquarius, they're known to be the ones with the most tattoos, and or they are very conservative in a way, but yet have a raw, edgy side to them. So today I was, this morning on my meditation, I really didn't want to go deep with my group. I tried not to because it's a pretty heavy week. But what came to me after the meditation and as I was sitting contemplating is how do you want to be received with this? Like how do you want your energies to like how, when you enter into a room, how do you want to be received? Do you want to be received, as, bold and strong, or do you want to be received as loving and caring and nurturing? What is that energy that you want to perceive you? And also when it comes to how people, how people, like say your name or greet you. How do people greet you? How do you want to be greeted? And that's the other part of this energy because it is a very strong, volatile, energetic week. But it's also a week, especially with the moon going to meet with the South Node. It is a week of looking at where do you want to adjust things in your life. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Am I gonna sneeze? Oh, I had a tickle in my nose. I thought I was gonna sneeze. No, it went away. And having coming into that perception of who you are, and also because we're with the spring equinox, it's also the uh astrological new year, because that's when the new year starts on how you want to be uh, perceived, and that's the word I keep on getting. So finding that confidence within inside yourself. Do you want to be seen as confident? Do you want to be, this is where we're stepping into this energy of, yeah, this is who I am. This is my truth. This is my way of doing things. And I love it. I love the way that I do things. And when I was younger, I used to buy lots of Elle and Vogue magazines. I used to have stacks of them. And in them, it was like all of these different models and outfits and stuff like that. And then I'd go to Sally Ann or because we couldn't afford couture. So I would try to replicate them as much as I could. And in doing that, it was like me trying to how I want it to perceived. I want it to be in the in group. I want it to be accepted for being unique and different, and yet bringing in that beauty. Because as you know, when I was younger, I didn't think of myself as beautiful. I didn't think of myself as attractive or sexy, or I was awkward, pimply. Um, my weight went up and down. I wasn't, you know, now that I look at it, I was in actually quite good shape. I didn't think I was in good shape. So I had a very low self-esteem about myself. So even my name, and that's the other thing, that's why my name keeps like my name, Mary June. It's different. It's not, it's a name that you don't hear very often. And I was the kid that always had to correct everybody on my name. It's like, oh, Mary Jane. No, Mary Lou. No. Yes, I got Mary Lou. Or Mary Ellen. No, Mary June. Oh. And then people are like, oh, Mary June. Or they ask me how to spell it. And that's the thing. It's like this energy of how I want it to be seen or be accepted. As I got older, growing into my name, I got MJ, or just Mary, just went down to Mary. But Mary June is actually my first name. And coming into accepting it is like, yeah, no, that's who I am. That is part of my uniqueness, is my name, is how my name is. And um even how your name is spelt. Like different people have different spellings for their name. Accepting that, like saying, yeah, this is mine, right? This is I am I'm coming in to say, here I am. And I think that's where the energy is. And I feel like with this and accepting that helps you to deal with a lot of the buildup of the energies that are coming in, because you're standing in your power, you're standing in your grace, you're standing in that uniqueness that is you, and how you want people to perceive you, and say your name, right? So this is like refreshing ourselves. This is about us. We may not have, there may be a lot of wounds, there might be a lot of angst within the energy, but it's allowing ourselves to perceive those wounds, and allowing for those wounds to be healed, where they need to be healed. And this is a letting go of anything that comes up that feels weird or unusual, and not hanging on to the weird and unusual, that's going to pull you into the crazy world or crazy land. So this is stepping into that rebirthing and renewal of yourself, especially as the sun has ingressed into Aries and is bringing us this warmth of spring, this warmth of energy. And as Neptune, or not, well, Neptune there too, because Mercury's getting closer to Neptune, and Jupiter there is this allowing for ourselves, it can help us to be open-minded, so that we are able to receive the messages of the spirituality. The other thing, it can be a little bit shady, so that's why you don't want to go into that sort of the weirdness of things too much this week, because there's a little bit of shadiness, and you don't want to, and especially with this moon who's in a fall position, it's in Scorpio, it's not too happy there. It wants to maybe pull you down into the craziness, and the south node there is can really make it mucky. But this is like, no, I don't want, realizing that, and putting, the other thing about Scorpio is the boundaries. Where are you putting the boundaries up? Allowing yourself to say, no, I'm not going to be doing that. That's no. It's like how you are perceived. If somebody, I can't control how somebody perceives me, but I can control how I would like to come into a room. How, I can come in sloping, grouchy, or I'm coming in with my heart open. I'm coming in. Here I am. I'm being the truth of who I truly know to be. How someone else perceives you and how they are going to react to you, that is on theirs. That's theirs. That's nothing to do with you. You have to own what you own within your own selves, and that includes how you want to be called. It's like, I also, people call me Mama, so, which is, yes, that has become my name, part of my name, Mama June or Mama Mary, or Mama G. So that's been another part that has grown with me, and I've really come to nurture that part, because I love it. I love being the mama. I love being Mama G and the person who wants to come in with the nurturing and the loving and the understanding for others. Although sometimes it may not seem like it. I might come across a little bit harsh and a little bit pokey, but it's there. There's an ooey gooey center, honestly. So this energy this week, and this energy especially today, it is having us stepping into our ownness, our oneness, and there's going to be crazy illusions and energies that are going to come forward this week that may pull you down some really um unique roads, and that causes you care. And this is where it's like, I don't want to go down those roads. I don't want to be there. I'm going to come back into m- me, my knowingness, my uniqueness. It's like when somebody says, I love to wear Birkenstocks, so why am I going to go buy stilettos? Like, that's not me. That could be somebody else. They can go buy the stilettos. I would prefer the Merrills and and my Birkenstocks. This is my uniqueness, my of who I am. And that's where I find this week is really finding that parts of ourselves is going to be so important, because it's going to help us to anchor in the in a world that is going to be going into a shady, scattered type of energy, and especially with the Mars going to be squaring Uranus, and Uranus is uranium. So we have the god of war squaring, and plus we do have Scorpio energy there. So, and Mars rules is, the old ruler of Scorpio. Plus we have Aries energy, and Mars rules Aries. So there's a lot of warring type of energy that is very unpredictable this week. So this is why it's very important to go into our own uniqueness of who we are, into our grounding of who we are, because even though the instability and the craziness of the outside world can bring us into some messiness and bring us into battles, but this is where it's like, I am not going to battle with you. I don't have to show you my hand or what I am doing. I'm going to step into my own road and create that uniqueness of me, right? And that's where a lot of times we can get lost, because we're wanting to be loved and liked by others. We're wanting to be accepted by others. We're wanting to be a part of that collective or that group of society per se. And here comes this beauty, this energy that says that uniqueness is you, and that's what you need to really grab hold of this week, for the energies, and really watch where the crazy illusions start coming in, and say, that's not where I want to go. That's not where I want to put my energies. I want to put my energies towards something that is mine, that is me, and know that meanness is Mary June, Guru Mama, Mama G. That is me, and that's how I want to be accepted or seen. And that goes for all of us, and looking at that and looking at our name. Sometimes we when we're growing up, we may not like our name, right? We might be like, oh yeah, there's so many Susies, or there's so many Janes, or whatever. But there might be a lot of Janes or a lot of Susies out there, but there's a uniqueness within you on how you carry that name, if that makes sense. So stepping into that creativity of you within that, because you're that substance, you're that uniqueness, and allowing that to shine through in what you are doing without an explanation, right? It's not that there's no explaining yourself. You don't have to go out and explain yourself of, you know, what you are doing, because you're standing in your power of who you are. Hopefully this all makes sense today. And it is to use our reflections of where we are, where we have been, not to get stuck in our past, but to use the reflections of our past to really be grateful to where we are, because it is through our past reflections and seeing where we have grown is allowing us to take a moment and have some gratitude of where we have gone, what we have done, what we have been through, and where we are now. And sometimes we don't really realize how much we have grown. Um, it could be that, you might say, my surround, what do you mean? How have I grown? I'm still in the same house. I'm still in this, but it could be in your thoughts. It could be in the way that you carry yourself. It could be in the way that you are creating that uniqueness of energy that's around you when you go out. Has changed, and you have stepped forward into new ways of thinking and doing things. So honoring that and not getting stuck too much in the past. Don't get, into, you know, I got like the 6 of cups. Don't get stuck in the, of, but I remember when it was this way. And that's what we're, a lot of people are feeling too, is that they want to go back. And you can't. It's done. It's not there anymore. We are growing into a new future, into a new way of connecting with one another, connecting with the world around us. And some is scary, and we're not sure how we're going to perceive it. But there's a lot of beautiful energy that's coming in, that's getting us to really connect in unique ways. One of the ways that is coming in that is very organic, kind of, and it's been happening for a long time, is telepathy, and people um just knowing things, or just feeling things, and they just know it. It's um it's in trusting that, because we're not used to trusting that part of ourselves. So there's this automatic knowing. And I feel like also with this energy is like it's going to be, being in Aries, a very on fire type of energy of knowingness. Like, I just know this. Like, this is like you just know things, and you may not be able to explain it, but the information is coming to you. So forms of telepathy are really being um really birthed right now, and they've been there for a long time, I feel. But I feel also with all these different timelines that are coming in and connections, there's a sense of knowingness as we are doing what we are creating within our life. So there's a sense of knowingness that's there too. So connecting with that as well throughout this week and throughout the coming months is going to help us to anchor and be grounded, which is going to be a very good thing, is to be grounded. So this afternoon, I got my grandson here for the next couple days. So he is on spring break. So we're going to be planting some seeds, doing some seed planting. We're going to plant some herbs today in egg cartons. And we're going to be doing that. And we're going to plant some tomatoes and cucumbers. So he can help to see how they grow and everything else. So we're going to be doing that and connecting with spring in that way. So today, I hope that you have a fabulous, fabulous day, and do what you need to do to connect with your truth, connect with your name, with that uniqueness of who you are. And if you're into numerology, do the numerology on your name, and you'll be quite surprised at maybe how, you know, um, I know people who have changed their names, and when they have changed their names because they never felt comfortable with the name that they were given, and then they changed their name, and it's changed their whole journey in their life, and how they are perceived, and um how things happen for them. So it's amazing how just even changing your name, adding a hyphen, to your name can change your whole energy of how you step out into your day and how you are perceived within yourself. So do some numerology today. I think that would be very cool, if you haven't already, to see what the number is, what your name adds up to, and even within your birth date, how that adds up within your birth date, and how that you can't change your birth date. I'm sorry, you can't do that. So, but you can, with some people who've added, my name legally doesn't have a hyphen in it. So my mom always put a hyphen in it, but that hyphen can change the energies. And I usually write my name without a hyphen. So another uniqueness with a joint name like Mary June. So it's, that energy changes it as well. Same with my last name. Tracy is not spelt with an E. So many times people spell it with an E, and I'm like, no, there's no E. So that changes the vibration of it as well. So this is where you look at your name and look at the uniqueness of your name. And the other thing that I found when I do readings sometimes, and I find that very unique, is that I ask people if that was the first name your mother or father wanted for you. And usually I find out it isn't. It isn't. And that is an interesting vibration within themselves, because I can feel like their name should have been something else, or they're not called by their first name. Some people are called by their middle name. And that is another change in the vibration of how you are perceived. My mother was called June. Her first name is Mabel. She hated the name Mabel. So she refused to be called Mabel. I think because her brothers teased her when she was little with that name. So she was always called June. So my mother was very rebellious and said, no, my name is June. And bringing that, that uniqueness, to who she is. So for years, a lot us kids didn't know my mom's first name was Mabel. We always thought it was June. And then later on we found out it was, Mabel June. Right? So yeah, it was supposed to be Tammy Lynn. And you know what? Play with it. Play with it. Play with it. Do you think you can own that Tammy Lynn? Or it's like, no, I am a Charlene. This is who I truly am. Or, this is the energies that I love about me. So, this is, really to allow yourself to step into the energies of you, and say, yeah, this is my uniqueness. This is who I am, and this is who I want to be called. And stepping forward with that, and stepping forward with that energies for today, because we're going to be needing that strength. We're going to be needing that as the coming days of this week are unfolding. So have a fabulous day. I got to get going. I got to make a phone call. So you guys have a great day, and may the Lord and the Lady watch over each and every one of you in all that you say, and all that you be, and all that you do. Blessed be everybody. Onward and upward. Blessings. Bye-bye.